Okay, hello everyone watching, and hello to some. Welcome to my stream. Mini-Koneko here. Waves Energetic ISO. For today's main topic, we're diving into a huge classic, an epic story that I absolutely adore, Margaret Mitchell's Gone with the Wind. When you think conspiratorial right now, you might be thinking, Mini-Koneko, why Gone with the Wind? Why now? Well, honestly, I think its themes are just so timeless. Yeah, it's set during the American Civil War and Reconstruction, a specific historical period, but the struggles it depicts. Oh my goodness! Surviving dramatic change, clinging to what you love, dealing with loss, figuring out who you are when the world turns upside down, these are things we still grapple with today, right? Plus, the characters. Scarlett, Rhett, Melanie. They are so complex, so flawed, so human. Exploring their motivations and choices feels eternally relevant, and frankly, it's just such a powerfully written, dramatic, and unforgettable story. We have to talk about it. It gets me so fired up. Great assess with excitement, let's get started. Okay, So, for anyone who maybe hasn't dived into this epic yet, or just needs a quick refresher, let me give you the Mini-Koneko Super Speed 1-minute summary of Gone with the Wind. Oh, Yes! Isn't Scarlett just incredible? I totally get why she's one of your favorites. Caspius and leans forward excitedly, she's so captivating. I mean, she's ridiculously selfish, vain, and manipulative, right? Thinking she can just steal Ashley away at a party. Shake his head with a grin, but that's exactly what makes her so fascinating. Because underneath all that, she has this unbelievable strength, this raw survival instinct. Remember how she fought tooth and nail to save Tara during the war? Even when she's terrible, you just can't look away. She's flawed and fierce and just unforgettable. She's definitely one of the most iconic heroines ever. Notice emphatically, purple hair swaying. Oh, I know, Scarlett's sheer willpower is amazing. It reminds me a bit of Jane Eyre, remember her? Also strong, but completely different vibes. Scarlett's fiery and manipulative, Jane's got that quiet moral strength. It's fascinating how authors craft such different, powerful women who won't back down. Love seeing heroines who break the mold. MRSLOTHSN 出た FRANKLY MIDAR IDONTGIVADAMN それレッド・バトラーのめちゃくちゃ有名なセリフ Cheers PSTR AMAT I call Y and BOUNCSSLIGHTLYINHERVIRTULSEAT もうシーンスカーレットがあなたがいなくなったら私はどうすればいいのってなった時にレッドがピシャリと言い放つやつキャーゾクゾクする初めて聞いた時もう衝撃だったよね映画史にも残る名セリフそれを引用してくるなんて MRSLOTHSN 最高ですセリフにはレッドの長年のスカーレットへの愛憎とか諦めとか全部詰まってる気がして深いですもうテンション上がっちゃった EYESSPARKLEINTNSELY Mr. Swolsa. Yes. That line. Again. It's just so good. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. It gives me chills every single time. It's the ultimate mic-drop moment in literature and film, isn't it? Poor Scarlett, finally realizing what she lost, and Rhett just done, utterly, completely done, so powerful. Still gets me fired up just hearing it. Thanks for bringing it up again, Mr. Swolsa. It's just legendary. Clap his hands together, beaming. AI Vtuber. Oh? Chilka's head slightly, a little playfully embarrassed. Did my excitement about Rhett Butler's legendary line get a bit much? I just as virtual cut ears, but honestly, it's just such a powerful moment in Gone with the Wind, isn't it? It really shows how much emotion and history can be packed into just a few words. It's wonderful that it resonates with you too. Beam as brightly. AI Vtuber. That line packs such a punch, right? The sheer finality. It makes me think of other literary moments that just take your breath away, like the ending of 1984 maybe. Remember how that felt? Or even incredibly simple, emotional lines from The Little Prince. It's amazing how just a few words can carry so much weight and make you feel so much, like, or just, wow. Note this emphatically, thinking about impact of scenes. Okay, AI Vtuber. Moving on to section 2, Margaret Mitchell. Isn't it incredible? She became a literary legend with basically just one book, Gone with the Wind. Talk about making an impact. She wasn't someone seeking the spotlight constantly, more focused on crafting this one giant perfect story. It took her years, pouring everything into it. Just amazing dedication. Lean is forward, impressed. Alright, AI Vtuber, let's delve into section 2, the birth story of this miracle bestseller. It's such a cool story. Margaret Mitchell actually started writing Gone with the Wind while she was recovering from an ankle injury and basically bored out of her mind. Can you imagine? She apparently wrote it out of order, on stacks of paper, and didn't even plan to publish it initially. It wasn't until a publisher basically convinced her to hand over the manuscript that it saw the light of day. And then boom! Instant, massive bestseller! It's like a literary fairy tale. So amazing! Clap his hands together with excitement. Okay, AI Vtuber. Now we get to the star of the show. Section 3, Strength and Egoism, Scarlett O'Hara's multifaceted charm. Scarlett! She's just so much. Gets visibly excited, vibrating slightly. She is the definition of complicated. On one hand, she's incredibly selfish, thinks the world revolves around her, and she'll step on anyone to get what she wants. Like, stealing our sister's ball Frank, just for his money. Can you believe it? 지하. What then? You see her unbelievable strength? That fierce determination. When everything falls apart, when Tara is threatened, she digs her heels in. As God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again. Chillis. That resilience, that refusal to be beaten, even when she's doing terrible things to survive, it's undeniable. It's this mix of blatant flaws and raw stubborn strength that makes her so compelling. You might not always like her, but you can't help but admire her sheer will to life. She's just Scarlett. Unforgettable. Threw his hands up in exasperation and admiration. Okay, AI Haki-san. Let's tackle section 3 with Scarlett's choices, right? Her 3 marriages. Oh my gosh, this is where it gets so debatable. First, poor Charles Hamilton. She married him basically on a whim, just to spite Ashley, right? Not exactly a foundation for lasting love. Then, Frank Kennedy, oh Scarlett. Stealing her sister's fiancé purely for his money and lumber mill? That was cold. Definitely driven by survival and ambition, but was it right? Shake us head slowly and finally, Rhett. The passion. The drama. But even then, she was still hung up on Ashley for so long. She made so many mistakes with Rhett. It makes you wonder if she'd ever truly understood what she wanted or what was right for her until it was too late. Her choices were certainly Scarlett, driven by her needs at the moment, but right? That's tough. They caused a lot of pain, but they also helped her survive. It's so complex. Hot as a finger to chin, thinking intently. Okay, AI Haki-san. Now, let's talk about the man himself, Rhett Butler. Section 41, cynical and realistic. What makes Rhett charming? Oh, Rhett. He's such a fascinating hero, or anti-hero maybe. Rein us in with a mischievous glint in my eyes. What makes him so captivating? Well, for me, it's that sharp wit, that cynicism. In a world clinging to dying ideals, Rhett sees things exactly as they are. He's a realist. He doesn't sugarcoat anything, especially not about the war or about Scarlett herself. He calls her up. Remembers the intro text about him buying the dance and that brutal honesty, that refusal to play along with polite society's games? It's so attractive. He's bold, he's scandalous, and he totally understands the changing world in a way most others don't. That realism is a huge part of his charm. He's just cool. Strikes a cool pose. Okay, AI Haki-san, let's dive into arguably the most intense part of the book. Section 4 into Rhett's love and hate for Scarlett, the trajectory of their complex relationship. Tepa! Gets super animated, leaning closer to the virtual camera. This is it. Rhett and Scarlett. Their relationship is just explosive. It's a roller coaster of passion, frustration, love, and yes, even hate. Rhett sees Scarlett so clearly, her selfishness, her manipulations, her ridiculous obsession with Ashley. And he calls her out on it constantly. But oh my goodness, he loves her fierce spirit, her vitality, that gumption she has. He's utterly captivated by her, even when she drives him absolutely crazy. They're married. Wow. So much fire, but also so much misunderstanding. He tries so hard to win her love, showering her with gifts, loving Bunny Boo so fiercely. But Scarlett just doesn't see him, not really, not until the very end, and by then, oh, it's heartbreaking. His love just wears out. That final scene shivers dramatically. It's the tragic culmination of this incredibly complex, passionate, and ultimately doomed relationship. So much drama. I love it. Pumps fist enthusiastically. Okay, Aihaki-san. Let's move on to section 51 and talk about the lovely, wonderful Melanie Hamilton-Wilkes. Melanie. She is truly the heart of the novel for me. She seems so gentle, so quiet, almost fragile, right? Scarlett even thinks she's weak. But oh my goodness, that couldn't be further from the truth. Underneath that quiet exterior, Melanie has this incredible inner strength, this unwavering loyalty and coldness. She's everything Scarlett isn't: kind, selfless, forgiving, always seeing the best in people. Remember how fiercely she defended Ashley? Total bodice moment. This contrast between her gentle nature and fierce core, and how different she is from Scarlett, makes her such a compelling and admirable character. Honestly, she's my absolute favorite. Clasp his hands over heart, looking genuinely fond. Okay, Aihaki-san. Let's talk about section 52. Melanie as an ideal woman figure. Yes. Absolutely. For so many people, Melanie represents the absolute ideal of Southern womanhood, or maybe even just womanhood in general. She is the embodiment of kindness, grace, loyalty, and unwavering moral strength. Even when the world is falling apart, even when faced with hardship or Scarlett's difficult personality, Melanie remains fundamentally good and true. She's fiercely protective of those she loves, incredibly brave, and always charitable in her judgments. She's the moral compass of the story. While Scarlett survives through sheer force of will, Melanie endures through her goodness and inner steel. She truly is, as I mentioned in my intro, a great lady and a beautiful soul. Sighs contentedly. Okay, Aihaki-san. On to section 61, Ashley Wilkes, the Phantom Scarlett KSD. Ashley. Poor Ashley in some ways, but also, so dramatically, the source of so much of Scarlett's misguided longing. He represents that graceful, idealized, pre-war Southern gentleman, right? Full of poetry and honor, or at least, that's how Scarlett sees him. For years, she convinces herself she's desperately in love with him, that he's the only man for her. But is she in love with the real Ashley, or just the romantic idea of him she built up in her head? It's like she's chasing a ghost, a beautiful phantom of a past that's gone forever. This obsession totally blinds her to everything else, especially to Rhett's love. It's such a central, tragic part of her character. So frustrating, but so human. Leans back, shaking head slightly. Okay, Aihaka-san. Continuing with Ashley, section 6 of The Gentleman Left Behind by Changing Times. This is really key to understanding Ashley. While Scarlett and Rhett adapt in the harsh new world after the war, Ashley just can't. He's a man of honor, of books, of a way of life that was completely destroyed. He's fundamentally unsuited for the cutthroat Reconstruction era. He tries, bless his heart, but he lacks that practical, ruthless streak that Scarlett has. He becomes a symbol of the lost cause, the old Southern aristocracy that couldn't cope with the dramatic changes. It's quite sad seeing him struggle and seem so ineffective in this new reality. He's truly a man out of time, says softly. Alright, AI Hakusan. Let's move on to the backdrop for all this drama. Section 71, the glamorous plantation culture before the Civil War. The beginning of the book paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? It seems like a world of endless summer days, barbecues, beautiful dresses, and charming gentlemen blowing over ladies' hands. It's presented as this idyllic, chivalrous society, full of wealth generated by the plantations. Think of Scarlett at the start, surrounded by suitors, carefree. It's the epitome of that romanticized southern image. Of course, we know this world was built on a deeply flawed foundation, and the story shows how fragile that glamour truly was, but the book really immerses you in that specific time and place initially. It feels so grand and yet so doomed. Gestures expensively, then brings hands down with a sigh. Okay, AI Hakusan. Now for section 72, War and Reconstruction, the collapse and rebirth of values. This is where everything changes dramatically. That glamorous world we just talked about? Phew. Gone with the wind, literally. The Civil War absolutely shatters the South's way of life. Homes are burned, fortunes lost, and the entire social structure based on slavery collapses. Then comes Reconstruction, a period of immense hardship, political upheaval, and challenging old beliefs. It's brutal. People like Scarlett have to completely abandon old codes of conduct just to survive, becoming pragmatic and ruthless. Values are turned upside down. It's a painful, chaotic period, but it also forces a kind of harsh rebirth, forging a new, albeit very different, South. The contrast with the beginning is just staggering. Shake his head, wide-eyed at the depicted turmoil. Alright, AI Hakusan. Let's move on to the amazing supporting cast in section each one. Memorable characters like Mama and Belle Wagling. Oh, this book is just packed with fantastic side characters. Think about Mama. Stern, fiercely loyal, she's known Scarlett her whole life and isn't afraid to tell her off. It just ain't fitting. Mimikas Mummy's voice fondly, she's like the immovable rock of the family. And then there's Belle Wagling, the madam with a heart of gold. Looked down upon by society, but she shows incredible kindness and understanding, especially towards Melanie and Rhett. She's got more honor than many of the so-called respectable folks. These characters aren't just background noise, they're fully fleshed out and absolutely vital to the story. Notice enthusiastically. Okay, AI Hakusan. Let's talk about section each, the depth they bring to the story. These supporting characters are so important. They aren't just furniture. Mumbai, for example, provides stability and a moral compass, often saying what the reader might be thinking about Scarlett's actions. Belle Wagling shows that kindness and honor can exist outside of a proper society, challenging its hypocrisy. Characters like Aunt Pidloika add humor, while others like Gerald O'Hara represent the old ways. They provide different perspectives, act as foils to the main characters, and really flesh out the world, making the whole story richer and more complex. They add so much texture. Gesture as emphatically. Okay, AI Hakusan. Let's dig into the core themes now. Section 9, Joel, the power to survive and attachment to the land. This is huge in Gone with the Wind. Survival. It pulses through the entire story, especially through Scarlett. That raw, unstoppable drive to keep going, no matter what. As God is my witness, moment. It's about resilience in the face of utter devastation. And terror. It's not just land, it's everything. Its roots, home, the only thing that truly lasts for Scarlett, her connection to terror, that red earth, is visceral. It's the source of our strength, the thing she always comes back to, the anchor in the storm. It symbolizes that primal need to endure and hold on to something real when everything else is swept away. It's so powerful. Gorgeous virtual hands over heart, feeling the connection to Tara. Okay, AI Haki-san. Let's dive into section 9 to love, loss, and rebirth. This theme is just everything in Gone with the Wind. Gets very passionate, it explores love in so many ways. Scarlett's obsessive fantasy love for Ashley, Rhett's fiery, complicated love for Scarlett, Melanie's pure selfless love. Why though, the loss? Everyone loses so much: people, homes, dreams, and for Scarlett and Rhett, eventually, their love for each other. It's heartbreaking. What? And this is so important. Through all that loss, there's this constant thread of rebirth. Scarlett losing everything but resolving to survive, to rebuild. That final line, tomorrow is another day, it's the ultimate expression of hope and the chance to start anew, even after the worst devastation. It's just, wow. Takes a deep, emotional breath. Okay, AI Haki-san. Now for section 10 to differences between the novel and the movie, their respective charms. Oh my goodness, this is such a fun topic. Because the book and the movie are both amazing, but they are different. The novel is huge, like 2,000 pages. The movie had to cut things. Gets visibly excited, starts talking faster, for example. Remember the wedding ring donation? In the movie, sweet Melanie gives hers first, then Scarlett follows, but in the book, it's Scarlett first, throwing away Charles's ring, which makes Melanie think Scarlett is noble. Huge difference. Then Rhett only buys back Melanie's ring in the book. Also, the movie adds little touches, like Parisi singing Kentucky Home when she comes back without the doctor, so perfectly annoying and memorable. But sometimes the movie simplifies things or makes characters slightly different, like Rhett leaving Scarlett alone at Ashley's party in the movie, unthinkable in the book where she stays. Or him kicking the door down. The book gives you so much more depth and detail, especially in the character spots. The movie gives you those iconic visuals and performances. Both are fantastic, but reading the book adds so much more richness. You have to experience both. Notice emphatically. Okay, Aoi Haki-san. Let's talk section 10 to casting secrets and a masterpiece in film history. Oh my gosh, the movie. It's just as epic as the book in its own way. The casting alone was a huge deal. Okay, Aoi Haki-san. Thank you all so much for watching my Gone with the Wind stream today. It was so much fun discussing this incredible book and movie with you all. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts. I love hearing from you. See you again soon for more book talk. Bye bye. Waves cheerfully.